Hello, if you are watching this video, that means you would like to choose Book Creator as your electronic book that you will do for your Africa research project. So as you watch this video, I'm just going to show you step by step what you need to do and kind of the different functions of Book Creator. If you watch this video and you're like, doesn't seem interesting to me, I don't want to use this, you don't have to. This is just information to give you. So to get started, we're going to do a Google search for Book Creator. So just spell book and then creator.com and then you press enter. It's going to take you to a screen that looks similar to this. There's an orange button here that says sign in. I'm going to click there. Now it automatically takes me to our library because I'm already logged in. But let me show you what that would look like as a student. So it looks something like this. And you'll be able to sign in with Google. And when you sign in with Google, it's going to ask you for a class code. And if you ask for that class code, I have it also listed on the presentation right here. It's SZJ7Z86. And it's also right here if you want to write it down. So that's going to be your invite code to enter into our hybrid library. So if you see here, we have a couple people who started already. We have Toby who did his cover. We have a couple other people that just wrote the name of their country and haven't started anything yet. But here is my example, my Kenya book. So it's going to ask you, and maybe I can show you just so you know what to do. I'm going to click new book. It's going to ask you what type of book you want to have. We're not going to do a comic book because informational texts are not written in that format. That's only for fictional text. So you can choose landscape, square, or portrait. Portrait looks most like a book to me, so I'm going to choose portrait. You can choose any type that you would like to. So I'm going to click pages of my book and wait for it to load. Alright, it finally loaded. It's going to take you, once I hit pages, it goes to cover and then pages 2 and 3. I'm going to click cover to start. So if you're ready to create your cover in Book Creator, you'll continue on to this slide, and this information is going to give you some examples of covers of informational texts. It's going to give you what you need to include on yours. So there's 4 major things you need to include on your cover. Bright colors, title of your country, your first and last name since you are the author of this book, and at least one picture that represents your country in some way. If you notice over here, the Caribbean, it represents someone that's from the Caribbean, and it also includes a picture of like the water and the islands, which is beautiful. Rainforest has a picture of a rainforest. Susan B. Anthony is a picture of Susan B. Anthony. Informational texts are very straightforward. So for my Kenya cover, I'm going to go over to this little eye right here. And I'm going to first change the color a little bit here to add some more bright colors. I can choose one of these solid colors, or I can click this little plus sign, and that literally lets me pick any color I want to. So let's say I want to choose that blue color. So it's going to be right here, which is recent, which is what I just created. It's really, really bright and blue. So we want to make sure we're nice and colorful. You could also do like this type of background where it's like kind of marble. There's stripes. There's like this rainbow type color. But remember, we're publishing an actual legitimate book about our country. We want it to look somewhat professional. So I'm going to pick a brighter color, like this bright green color. I think that's really pretty. There are other things that you can also add. You can add borders to your book like that. That changes different borders of your cover if you want to, depending on how you want to design your cover. There are also different patterns that you can create your background, clouds, polka dots, things like that. This is all under the little I button. Textures, you can make it like textured, like this is kind of like rough paper, some like rainbow colors, things like that. So that's what the eye represents. So I'm going to go back to that green color that I have because I really like that one. And now I'm going to go to the plus sign. This is where the fun happens. So including color, which is what I'm doing now, I also want to include the title of my book, which is going to be Kenya. So I want to include some sort of text. So I'm going to click text, and the title of mine is going to be Kenya. Done. Beautiful. Notice how small the title is. I don't want it to be that small. I'm going to go back to my plus sign, and I'm going to go to, go back to text again. Wait. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, I figured it out. So you have to put the text box, make sure it's blue, it lights up like this. And then when you go to the eye again, there's going to be page and then there's going to be text. And that's where I can make my text a lot larger. I'm going to also drag this all the way up, make it really nice and big, just like that. I'm going to move it to like the top middle, go back to the eye again. I can change my font if I want to. I feel like that font's pretty cool. Go back here. I can change the color of my font. I can keep it black, or I can change it to like a bright red color. That kind of looks like Christmas colors. I'm going to do a little bit of a darker green because I like the green theme here. And Kenya has a lot of rainforest and safari. My background I'm not going to change. And it's already centered, so I'm good to go. There's my title. So now I'm going to add another text that's going to be my name. So Mrs. Thomas, done. I'm going to move that right below here. I can also put this in front of it by my name, since I'm the author of this book. And I'm going to make sure this is surrounded by the blue. I'll go back to the little eye and see my text. I'm going to make it a little bit larger, but not too large. I don't want it to be the same size as my title because we don't really need to know the author name necessarily. It's more important to know what the title of our book's going to be. I'll go back to the eye. I'm going to change my font again. I'm going to use this thicker font, and I'm going to actually keep the font black. So I'll move this a little bit to make it a little bit more centered, and there we go. So there's my title. There's my author name. I have my bright colors. My last step is to add some pictures to this. So what I can do is add the plus sign. I can import, which I can import lots of different ways. I can just do a Google search of Kenya, which will take me to Kenya's flag and different pictures that represent Kenya. I can add a file. If you find a picture that's on your computer already, then you can add that. If you have something on your Google Drive, I can connect it to my Google Drive, or if you have a link that you want to embed, you can do that as well. You can also take a picture of something with your camera to add a picture as well. So I'm going to import, I'm going to do a Google search of Kenya, and what I think is important to represent my country is Kenya's flag. So I'm going to select that, and it's going to upload it to my cover, and there is the flag of Kenya. So you only need one picture on your cover. You can include more than that though. So Kenya is also known for its safaris. So I'm going to search safari. And make sure we don't click the Safari browser because that's not correct. But this looks like a beautiful picture of an African safari, and I'm going to import that. I'm going to move it down here a little bit. If I stack it directly, that kind of looks a little funky. So I'm going to have it overlap a little bit. It kind of shows two different parts of Kenya. And there we go. And that's my cover. So once you finish watching this video, you can take some time just to explore Book Creator and create your cover of your book.